Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where after yesterday's shenanigans, where I did a dynamic fog of war puzzle by GDC, which was completely and utterly crazy. It was a grid where you had to imagine that there was a new grid without the central 5 columns in it. So it was sort of just like the old Mad magazine folds. And I actually done a cryptic crossword. Well, no, it wasn't a cryptic crossword, but it was. I think it was it Patrick Berry who made a very famous puzzle along those lines in crossword space. Anyway, I'm digressing, but that was a crazy puzzle. Today, you can see from the screen, it looks daunting. There's not a lot going on in this grid, and I had a quick read of the rules before I turned on the webcam, and this is also bonkers. It involves friendly squares. A magic square. Magic squares are very popular sometimes in Sudoku. And it also involves this idea that in any 2x2 area that crosses box borders, so say that one, there must be at least one repeated digit. And that is apparently enough to solve this somewhat sparsely populated grid. Not a lot of grid furniture. 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty. It's by the great maths professor Dorlir. Yes, it's slightly terrifying, but this is what I'm going to attempt to do for you in a moment or two's time when I read you the rules. But before that, let me say a couple of things that we've got going on around the channel at the moment. The first is that tomorrow we get to open a very, very cool looking envelope which is marked top secret, puzzler's eyes only. This was sent to us by GCHQ, the British Intelligence Service. Their Christmas challenge obviously launches tomorrow, so I think they're hoping that we'll make a video of it. I think Mark's going to take the first crack at that because he has the envelope. He is closer to the PO box where this has got delivered than I am. So I'm not sure at what point I will get to see the contents of the envelope, but I am very much looking forward to seeing them. But keep an eye on the channel tomorrow if you're interested in the Christmas challenge, which is always great fun because there'll probably be some extra content. Now, speaking of extra content, a video that is proving very popular, which we're absolutely delighted about, is this video, which we published outside the normal schedule yesterday. It went live at 10 a.m. UK time, and it features one of our viewers, Maddy, who does an absolutely brilliant job helping me to solve this Thermo Sudoku by Arachno, and it's the first time we've ever done this, the first time we've ever solved with a viewer, and it was really great fun. Maddy was a tremendously good sport and support for me in getting through the puzzle. So definitely have a look at that video, and if you want a chance to do what Maddy did, that's going to be the prize for December's competition over on Patreon, which is running at the moment. Still got 10 more days to run. Themed on dating agencies. Do check it out. There's loads of extra content over on Patreon. And the other thing is we're streaming on Thursday night, 10 p.m. UK time. Love to have your company for that. Not sure how many more streams there will be before Christmas. It might be the last one because obviously Christmas time, it gets very, very busy. But anyway, if you're free, we're going to be doing more battling with the Katadoku pillow. And it's been excellent so far. Now, I've also got some birthdays to do today. So let's start off with Kale. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Kale. Your mum, Gisela, wrote to us to say that you're turning 13 today. And you've been watching for a while, I think. That's absolutely fantastic. Your mother said that you are the most wonderful kid and she loves you to bits. And you are getting chocolate cake today. So that's brilliant. You're down there in Melbourne, Australia, a place that I have very warm memories of. I have relatives in Mount Eliza, and I have been to visit them on a few occasions. I absolutely love the country and the city. So yeah, Kale, many happy returns today. Next, Michael. Michael, you've turned the big 4-0 today, and I know this because your wife Carly wrote to us on behalf, I think, of her and your 2 girls. And I have to give you a very strong instruction. Please eat an onion. I hope that means something to you. I have a feeling you don't like onions. I feel bad asking you to eat one. I mean, you can't eat a raw onion. If you do eat an onion, do make sure it's cooked, for goodness sake. And perhaps, no, it wouldn't go well with chocolate cake, but maybe chocolate cake would be better than eating an onion, Michael. Many happy returns. Next, Noel. That's a very apt name for Advent, isn't it? Noel, your partner Jay wrote to us to say that you might like a shout out. I hope that's true. You're in LA at the moment. Only visiting though, because I think the two of you are based in Minnesota. And while Jay's been watching the channel for a while, Noel has got into it more recently and likes to fall asleep to the videos. It was never intended. When we started the channel, we didn't think, well, what should we do? We're so boring that people would definitely fall asleep to us. But it does appear to be a sort of talent that we have. So, Noel, I'm delighted that I helped you to go to sleep. And happy birthday for today. And then finally, Hannah the hen. Hannah the hen from your brother Simon. Many happy returns, Hannah the hen. I hope you get chocolate cake. Yeah. That's all the birthdays done. And let's have a look at Friendly Borders by Dorlir, and I will read you the very strange rules of this puzzle. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Well, that's normal, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. A border square is a 2 by 2 square that crosses at least one box border. So that's a border square. That's a border square. There's loads of border squares all over the place. For all border squares, exactly 2 digits are the same. Okay, so I misled you. I said that at least 2 digits are the same, which would imply that you could sort of have 1s there and 2s there. But that's not true, apparently. You can only have 1 repeated digit. It says exactly 2 digits are the same. The middle box of the grid is a magic square. So we've seen that. Our most popular video ever was called something like a Sudoku with only 4 given digits. And it featured a puzzle by Ard van der Wetering, the great Dutch constructor, who turned 80 very recently. And that featured a magic square in the middle of the grid. And I think it's had nearly 10 million views. Anyway, this one has a magic square in the middle of the grid. It says, i.e., the sum of the digits in each row, each column, and the 2 main diagonals of the magic square, so those 3 squares and those 3 squares, is n. Oh, where n must be determined by the solver. Okay, so, well, if you know some secrets of magic squares, or even secrets of Sudoku, they will help you in working out what n is, and I will explain all when I get to the solving. Right, then it says, now this is where it gets even stranger. There are exactly n friendly cells in the grid. A cell is friendly if its digit is equal to at least 1 of its row number, so presumably that's in normal reading order, its column number, or box number. So again, it doesn't say this, but I'm going to assume, I mean, normal convention is that this is box 1, this is box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5, box 6, box 7, box 8, box 9. Digits separated by a black dot must be in ratio 1 to 2, which means one digit will be double the other. So if this square's a 2, that's either going to be 4 because 4 is double 2, or 1 because 2 is double 1. Not all dots are necessarily given, so it would be perfectly fine for those two to have a 1 to 2 ratio. Just because there's no black dot between them doesn't mean that's prohibited. And that's all the rules. But let's just quickly go back to the friendly cells to make sure that we understand that. So let's pick a cell, that cell. For that cell to be friendly, it's in row 5, so if it's a 5 it would be friendly. It's in column 3, so if it's a 3 it would be friendly. And it's in box 4, so if it was a 4 it would be friendly. If it was anything other than 3, 4 or 5, it would be unfriendly and not count towards the total of n that we have to discover. So if it was 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, they would all be, this would be in a state of enmity with the rest of the grid. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. The only good thing about this rule set is that I can at least do the magic square part. So let's talk about that. Now, there is a secret of Sudoku that I share with only my very favourite people. And if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. And the secret is that any box of a Sudoku contains the digit, because it contains the digits 1 to 9 once each, sums to 45. That is the triangular number for 9, i.e. what's 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5, etc., all the way down to plus 1, 45. Now, if this box adds to 45, and it does, but we know that let's use some colours, each row adds up to the same total, then we can immediately say that that total needs to be 15. 45 divided by 3. But we don't have to stop there. There's more magic we can do with the magic squares, because knowing that each row, column and diagonal sums to 15 allows us actually to compute immediately the value of this central cell. And the way to do that is to think about the magic square in this way. So I'm just going to draw in some lines representing a row, this particular column, that particular diagonal, and that particular diagonal. So 4 different lines, each line, remember, contains digits that sum individually to 15. Now, you can see that these lines that I've drawn cover the entirety of the box. Now, if we add 1 of each of these digits, we get the number 45. That's the secret. Now, these lines, which we know will add to 4 individually, because each individual line adds to 15, and there are 4 lines, these lines add up to 60. Well, why don't they add up to 45? And the reason is obviously this cell is on the lines 4 times, because it's on each of the 4 lines. All the other cells are only on these lines once. So the difference between 45 and 60 is the extra 3 times that this cell is on the lines. 60 minus 45 is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So the central digit of this magic square is a 5. So when I originally did the ARD puzzle, I proved that 5 by a very much less elegant way. I think Sam Kappelman-Lyons, I want to say, the great UK Sudoku solver and puzzler and puzzle constructor, made me aware of that proof. I can't remember where, but anyway, we can still go further, and there's more, because there is an interesting parity property now about the other cells in this magic square. And the simplest way I know of proving this parity concept is to think about whether you can put an extreme digit. Let's try and put an extreme digit in the corner of this magic square. By an extreme digit, I mean a 1 or a 9. Let's just think about what happens if we put 9 here. And the crucial thing to recognize is that this corner cell, and indeed any corner cell of the magic square, is part of 3 different combinations, that all of which have to add up to 15. Now, if we think about that, if this was a 9, that means we need 3 different ways of making 6 with the remaining dominoes or or combination. So these must add up to 6. We can see that's going to make this a 1. These must add up to 6, and these must add up to 6. And the problem is there aren't 3 different combinations available. You can use 1, 5, you can use 2, 4, but what you can't do is use double 3, because that will break Sudoku. So you can't put 9 in a corner, and therefore what we can say is that 9 is going to go in one of those squares. And obviously 9 is going to be opposite 1, because we know that if this was 9, for example, 9, 5, 1 to get to our 15. And we can do exactly the same if we think about 7. If we think about 7, let's try and put 7 in the corner and see how that might work. Well, then we know we need 3 different ways of adding up to 8, don't we, to get to 15. And we could have 3, 5, we could have 2, 6, but what we can't have is 1, 7 or double 4. 1, 7 would repeat 7, double 4 would repeat the 4. So it's the same property with 7. So 7 is also hypothecated to these squares where it must be opposite 3. So you can see there's this weird parity thing that happens in magic squares, where the odd digits are going to be adjacent to the 5 and the even digits are going to sit in the corner. And that's okay, that's the easy stuff out of the way. I hope that you enjoyed that if you've never seen that proof before. Oh, hang on, I've done something wrong there as well. I was thinking 5 isn't even. Right, so what are the rest of the rules of this one? We've got the border square thing going on. Oh, and the friendly digits thing going on. Which of those is going to be important? Oh, hang on. So we know how many friendly digits we have to find now. It's 15. There are exactly 15 friendly cells in the grid. I have no idea whether... I suppose 27 is the most friendly digits you could have in a grid, isn't it? Because what I'm thinking is that in row 1 somewhere there is a 1, and it will be friendly in the row. In that column there will be a 1. It will be friendly within the column. So if I, for example... Yeah, and there'll be a 1 in box 1 which is friendly. So providing that... Oh, this is complicated. So providing that you don't overlap, like if I put a 1 there... Yeah, but let's... Okay, so how do I get to 27 as the maximum? If I do 1s in those positions, and there's nothing... Oh, no, that doesn't work, because I'm ruling 1 out of the middle box. Let's put 1s in those positions. That's 3 friendly 1s. This one is in row 1, that one is in column 1, and that's in box 1. Now, that's possible for all the digits, isn't it, to just... Providing I don't overlap them. So providing I don't put the 2 in this box in row 2, it will have the 2 will count for the row, the 2 could count for the column, and the 2 could count for the box. So 27 is definitely the maximum. And the minimum then is going to be if I... Oh yeah, okay, so you can't create... Well, you can for 1. If I put 1 in the corner, nobody puts 1 in the corner except me. If I put 1 in that corner, then that 1 is in row 1, column 1, and box 1. So I only create 1 friendly occurrence. I've been as efficient as I can in terms of the 1. I've overlapped it with as... You know, I've made that one is uber friendly. That is the most friendly one you could possibly imagine. That is a gregarious one. That one is a one you would like to meet at a party. That is the antithesis of a Simon. Okay, so we found... Okay, so if you... But that doesn't work for 2. Because if you put 2... I could put 2 there. Oh, it's going to... Yes, is it this diagonal or something? If I put 2 there, That's in column 2 and row 2, and there'll be a 2 over here that would be a different 2 to that. So I can't get this 2 can, or 2s can never be as friendly as 1s in this puzzle, because there is the opportunity to have a super friendly 1, but there's only the opportunity to have a slightly friendly 2. Yeah, and the slightly friendly 2 doesn't actually have to be there, does it? It could be there or there or there. Yeah, so I feel like it's something to do with this diagonal is going to create very efficient friendlies. So if just imagine that negative diagonal was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Each of those digits would be friendly with regard to row and column, and there would be 9 digits. Yeah, so it is close to the minimum. It is close to the minimum, because if I did that, let me just show you. If I did that, then each of these digits does super friendly duty without, well, 5 does super friendly duty and 9 does super friendly duty, because they are not only in their sort of, so this 9 is not only in the 9th row and the 9th column, it is also in the 9th box. This 5 is in the 5th row and the 5th column and the 5th box. So these become super friendly. But these other ones aren't quite as friendly, but they're still quite friendly. That 7 is in row 7 and column 7, but it's not in box 7. So there would be another friendly there. So yeah, so that's suggesting to me, it's not proving it, that it's 15 is the minimum. Because I could do this arrangement, and then I could put a 2 somewhere here, a 3 somewhere. Well, when I say I could, there will be a 2 somewhere there. There will be a 3 somewhere there. But this doesn't have to be. Or does it? Does that mean this is what we're being told, that this diagonal is false? That would be such a big deduction. Ooh. Would it make that black dot? Would make those 2 digits the same by that border rule. I've not even thought about the border rule yet. How do I prove that this is correct? Thing is, I don't think it is correct necessarily, because surely I can make that 3, for example, where I've said it's sort of in the quite friendly category because it's in row 3 and column 3, but if I shift it to there, say, let's just move it along the row, it's just as friendly as it was there. It's no longer in column 3, but it is in row 3 and box 3, so it still has 2 friendly properties, and there will be a 3 somewhere in the column, which will double count the 3, so there will be 2 friendly 3s in the puzzle. So I can never be more... Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? You can never be more efficient. So 3, yeah, I've got it, right. So you can never be more efficient with 3 than overlapping 2 of its friendly qualities. Yeah, this is going to get me the minimum, and it is going to be 15, I think. So, right, sorry, and if this has been obvious to people, I apologise, but I finally understood it. So, the 3... Yeah, okay, this is how to do it. So let's think about 3. If I highlight column 3, row 3, and box 3 in different colours, here is my question. Where could I position 3s in the grid to minimise the count of friendliness? Now one, it's going to be in overlapping cells, isn't it? That one, for example, or any of those three. And by putting a 3 here, for example, I have found the friendly 3 in row 3, and there will always be a friendly 3 in row 3. I have found the friendly 3 in box 3. I haven't found the friendly 3 in column 3 because there is no overlap. There is no possible cell that has all 3 properties. Where if we do the same thing for 5, that row, that column, that box, you can see there is a cell that has 3 colours in it. It is possible to create a perfectly friendly digit. So, for all digits that are not 1, 5 and 9, the most friendly you can get, so 2 could be there on the diagonal, but it could be in one of those 3 squares. 3 could be here or one of those 3. 4 could be here or one of those 3. And that will pair up 2 qualities of friendliness for those digits that are not 1, 5 and 9. So the minimum number of friendly digits in a puzzle is, you put the 1, the 5 and the 9 in those positions. That's 3. And they therefore only count for 3 friendly digits. And you have 2 friendly digits for 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 and 8. And that's another 12. So you get 15 as the minimum. So 15 is the minimum, but that's bad in a way. Because what we've just demonstrated is that we don't know. We know whether we've got 3 digits, the 1, 5 and 9 are correct, but everything else is not correct. The 2 is in one of those squares. This is an appalling pencil mark, but forgive me. The 3 is in one of those squares. The 4 is in... okay. I haven't even thought about that box borders thing at the moment either, but this is going quite well. So that's 6, 7. Oh no, 7 flips over there. 8. Hang on, what am I doing with 7? I was just thinking that doesn't look right. 7 is in row 7 and box 7 and that square. Yeah, so it's the exact mirror image of where I've pencil marked the 3. So 8 is going to be here or there, and 9 is placed. And that makes sense because this is row 7 and box 7. That's row 7 and column 7. Yeah, so the way it's weird, the way, because box 6 obviously and box 7 are not, their geometry shifts across the grid. So oh, I know. Okay, but no, what I noticed when I put the 4 in there, look, I know the 4 in the puzzle has to be in one of these in order to get my friendly cell minimum down to 15. But that means that can't be a 4. And if that can't be a 4, that's opposite the possibility of a 6 across the magic square, because we know that diagonal adds to 15. Oh, and the 6 already got rid. So there's my 6 pencil mark here already got rid of that digit. I find puzzles like this absolutely fascinating, but partly because I try and get into the mind of the constructor. That's just such a fool's errand. These constructors are so brilliant, and it's like, well, you can't understand why anyone would think about this stuff. It's just so bizarre. Let alone that it might be possible to construct a blank grid and just have some black dots to disambiguate everything. It is bizarre. Right, okay, we're going to have to think about the other rule now. What's the other rule? Every border square, let's just do some colouring then. So this border square has either those 2 digits or these 2 digits that are the same. And that's then going to propagate, isn't it? In the sense that that 2 by 2 square is going to have exactly the same geometry. Right, that's interesting. So what do I mean by that? Let me just so what I'm saying there is, imagine that this was the 2 digits in the green 2 by 2 that are the same. Then which 2 digits are the same in the blue or the violet 2 by 2? Well, it's not those 2, is it? Because if it was those 2, that digit and that digit are the same. So it has to preserve its integrity. It goes that way as well. So that must go all the way along the row. Now, does it work? How does it work in the column? I'm not sure about that. Let's just give that one a colour. Oh, that's a terrible colour. Bad, Simon. That's a very good colour. I can see that. Right, and then we'll go up there. We'll go red. The red and the yellow isn't going to work brilliantly, is it? Let's try blue, maybe. So how? Oh yeah, no, it does. Okay, so yes, of course. So what we can't do is that, because then those 2 digits are going to be the same. So we're going to get that, and that's then going to run all the way up and down the columns. So we either get this pattern, or let me just fill this in actually. So we get, yeah, what's intriguing me here is I get these 3 cell diagonals. Oh, another one there, another one there, another one there. So how many 3 cell diagonals do you get? 1, 2, you sort of get 2 for each junction. So 8 3 cell diagonals. But obviously this might be wrong, because what we can also do, if I'd started here and made these 2 the same, I don't really want to draw it in because it'll look completely mad. But if I did do that, all of these forward slashes would turn into backslashes. And that would be... it would make the diagram very difficult to understand. Yeah, but this is useful. This is useful because... okay, look at that cell, for example. And there may well be more cells, but that one I can immediately see as doing something. Whether this is attached to a forward slash, as in my example, or if the slashes go the other way and it's a backslash, one of these 2 squares is the same as this square. Either that one or that one. And that means that this can't be 3, because my 3 in row 3 is in one of those squares, so that can't be 3. Whichever way the slashes go. So that can't be 7, whichever way the slash... oh, look, and that works, because the 7 pencil marks. So... oh no, I've got to be really careful here. I must not think that that digit has to go there. It doesn't. Because if the slashes went the other way, it would go, that digit would go there. So that digit goes in one of those 2 positions, but that's not very useful. That digit. Oh, it's annoying. I could see that. I could see something straight away with that one, but now I can't see. It's going to be something to do with the black dot, I think. So this one, I don't think I can get the slashes to go to that black dot. I can get this cell is the one, isn't it? That's the one that we can do something with. Oh, I was going to say it can't be 8, but it can be 8. Because the 8 might be there, and that's not... ah, that can't... no, oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. It's not even true to say one of these can't be 8 because obviously if that digit transposes there, it could be 8 if that's the 8 in row 8. Ah, yeah, no, I've got it. Right. That is beautiful. Ah, this is so clever, Dorlir. It's mad and absolutely brilliant. Right, I'm going to draw in my other... I'm not going to draw in loads of other lines. I'm going to draw in one. I'm going to draw a few other lines in. Let me go to my pen tool. Right. Now let's imagine we had backslashes rather than forward slashes. So they would start to look like this, wouldn't they? And this is the one I want to look at, because the backslashes are going to continue up there. So that is how the backslashes would look, the first few backslashes. Now look at that cell. Where's that going? Well, it's going here, and it's going here, where it cannot be, because that digit is a 1, 7 or a 9. The corner digit being a 1 means it can't be a 1, and you cannot put 7 or 9 on a black dot, because if you do, what are you going to put into the other cell? You have to either put a digit that's double 7 or double 9. They are not Sudoku digits, or half 7 or half 9, and non-integers are not Sudoku digits. That is wrong. So red is wrong. So we're in a world where we are dealing... I should have used red for my yellow. That red's really easy to see. So now we're going to get into a festival of colouring, aren't we? Because all of a sudden every digit other than 5 in the middle box is being thrown all over the place. So those I'm just going to use my keyboard, my colour pad. So that's purple. These are orange. This might not be the best sort of colourblind friendly way of doing it, but it'll probably mean I have less chance of messing up whatever's about to happen next. So how has that helped? So, okay, no. I was about to say that's really useful, but it's not, is it? The problem is that opposite 2, 4, 6 and 8, you could have any of the available black dot digits. You could have 1, 3, 2, 4, 6 or 8. And that is not a pencil mark I'm prepared to make. Not at least yet. Now that digit's 2, 4, 6 or 8. This isn't going to help, is it? I need to somehow... We need to know the orientation of the magic square, so I need to get a digit in this middle box. How do you get a digit in a puzzle where you've got no information about the quantum of digits or the values of digits except the black dots? We have to get things onto these black dots. So, but that one is not useful. Can I get one on one of the, well, that one's not useful. How can I get that one? That's the same as that one. Ah, yeah, I can. Right, this one is the key one. Because what colour is that? It has to be one of the digits I've got in box 5. Which one? It's not 5 because of it's on a black dot. So it's not purple. I think it has to be light blue. It sees dark blue, violet in its row. It sees all of these digits in the column 4. It sees all of these digits. No, okay, yeah, it is only blue. That is a blue diagonal. So this digit is it's even. That's not 3 anymore. It can't be 3 because dark blue is 2, 4, 6 or 8. So 3 is over here. 3, oh sorry, I didn't see this. 3 is not the black digit, because the black digit is 2, 6 or 8. How did I know the black digit wasn't? Oh, I knew it wasn't 4 because of the friendly things. So 3 could be orange, or 3 could be whatever this colour turns out to be. And that digit is not 1, is it? That's not 1 because the 1's here. So that is 2, 3, 4, 6 or 8. But I don't think I know the colour of it. Do I know the colour of that one? Yes, that one is purple. It can't be anything in this column or anything in this row. So that takes 7 of the digits out. And it's not blue, so it is purple. That's another couple of digits. So can we do that the other way round? These two. Oh no, hang on. Well, we can do it a bit, but we don't have a black dot to help us down here, do we? So otherwise I could have said this diagonal is green, but this diagonal could still be purple. So these digits here are green and purple by sort of symmetry with these digits, but we can't disambiguate it. But there's definitely a 5 either there in those 3 or here, and then the green is 2, 4, 6 or 8. So that's definitely not 7. So 7 has been, oh, that's definitely not 7. There's quite a lot of symmetry now. So we've got 7 locked over here, 3 locked over here. What colours? Yeah, it must be this. What colour is this? It's got to be. It's got to be. I want to say black or orange. That might be wrong. It's definitely not. It's not violet because it sees violet there. It sees six colours plus violet, doesn't it? So yeah, okay, so there must be 2 colours it can be. It's black or orange. But it's got to be black dottable. So if it's orange, it's got to be 3. And it's not orange. That is this puzzle is something else. Right. Okay, so let's just go through this. If this was orange, it would be this digit, wouldn't it? So let's fully pencil mark it, 1379. Now it's on a black dot, so it's not 7 or 9. It can't be 1 by Sudoku, so it has to be 3. And 3 has to be opposite 6 on the black dot. But that means that those 2 squares add up to 9. And that's impossible because they'd be 6 and 3, and that should be another 6 to make 15 in the column for the magic square. So that cannot be orange at all. That is not orange. That is the black digits, which are 2, 6 or 8. And therefore, so these squares now, I'm thinking about this on the well, hang on, let's get this right. This can't be 2, you know, because the 2 in row 2 we know is in one of those squares in order to be maximally friendly that a 2 can be. A 2's nature is to be a little bit friendly if positioned correctly, but never as friendly as the 1. So this is 6 or 8. Well, it can't be 6. That would be a 3. And it can't be a 3 because it's blue. So that's 8. So then we've got a digit. That's another digit. It's 8. So this is 4. So blue is 4. And this digit, by a process known as mathematics, is 3. And that makes sense because 3 was was in one of those two places. Now 3 must be opposite 7 on the magic square. So this is a 1-9 pair now on the other side of the magic square. These digits are a 2-6 pair, and that doesn't. That's not 6 because of this. Is that right? It is. It is. So that's 2. So that's 6. That's 9 by maths. That's 1, and that's the magic square. And we can propagate all these numbers everywhere. 2s, 7s, 6. This might fill in quite quickly now. 1s. What do we need at the bottom of this column? These two are the same still, aren't they? We haven't done that. 1 and 3. Oh, this is 2 or 8. This is 1 or 3. Oh, look, where's 1 in the column? It can't be in that square, so it's got to be here. 1, 3, 1. Oh, hang on. 1, 1, 3. Let's do it the right way round. These are violet. One of those is violet. It could be on the stripey, the /. Oh, that digit's now 3 as well, isn't it? So 3s are orange. Oh, hang on, I want to just make my 3s orange. So one of the, well, that's an orange 3 then. By Sudoku. Does that mean that's the 2? No. Oh, I've got to be right, I'm just removing them. I'm going to remove these corner pencil marks because I think I'm going to get into trouble with them. I'm removing those. I do know the 6 is in one of those. The 8 presumably could be here. Yeah, I don't trust that. I don't trust that pencil mark. The 1 I think I put in after we did all the jiggery pokery with the nonsenses. So all I have to do now, that's 3, 6, isn't it? No, it could be 4, 8. Bobbins. It's 3, 6 or 4, 8. That's not 4. So that's not 8. Okay. Where should we go now? Should we go to row 3? We need 2, 7 and 9. Yeah, it is legitimate to pencil mark them on the down. So this can't be 7 because that would hit that 7. That can't be 9 because of the 9 in the corner. No, it doesn't work. Oh, bobbins. All right, what do we need in that box? 2, 7. Oh, 2, 7 and 9 again. Okay, so that's quite cool because all of these digits are 2, 7 and 9, and this transposes into row 1 there. We get a 2, 7, 9 triple in the top row, and that means in the top row we have not placed for the sort of medium entropy digits 4, 5 and 6. So let's do that. Okay, that was decidedly underwhelming, wasn't it? Can I do the yeah, in fact that's what I should do. These digits, if we remember, these are now 5s and 6s, aren't they? Because we know the nature of purple and green. So we can get rid of the colours down here for the time being, but we know these are all 5s and 6s. Okay, so this digit at the bottom of this column is a 2 or a 7 by Sudoku because it can't be 9, so that's 2 or 7. Oh, look, it's the same again. Oh, I see. Where's 9 in this column is a good question. It's got to be at the top. So that's 9, that's 9. These become a 2, 7 pair. This is a 2, 7 down at the bottom. I hope these 2s and 7s get resolved, or I've made a boo-boo. A catastrophic boo-boo. Right, that's no longer 6, look. So, oh, 9 in this box is doable. There we go. 9 has to be there by Sudoku of all things. Dorlir, making me do Sudoku in your Sudoku puzzle. That's an absolute outrage. Are we going to get a 3 in the corner? Oh, no, we're not. No 3s in the corner today. No Christmas 3s, I'm afraid. Okay. So this is 2 or 7 as well, isn't it? So, okay, those squares have got to be a 1 and a something. A 1 and a... Oh, I thought I was... No, okay, 1 and 8. 1 and 8. That might be okay. So this is a 1 or an 8. And I haven't put 1, 3 and 8 into this row. So that seems to have to be a 3 because it sees a 1, 8 pair. And this now has to be an 8 because it sees a 1. So that becomes, these both become 1. That becomes 8. That becomes 8. This needs to be 1, 2 and 3, which we can do. All of those just fill in. That felt right. So that's 7. That's 2, 2, 7. Come on. Now, 2, 5's 2's got to be here. This is 5 or 6. The black dot down here hasn't got 8 on it anymore. So it's 3, 6. And we know the order. So this is 3, this is 6. Oh look, and that's what that dot's there. That dot's there really late in the solve. I just put the wrong digit in there. It's there at this point to disambiguate 6's and 5's, look. So this is, we can do it, 7 and 6 go into these squares. This is 4 or 5. That 6 there is useful. So the 5's are going on that diagonal. That's 4, that's 4, that's 5. In this box we need 6, which we can put in, and 8, which makes this the 2, that the 2, that the 7. So those are both 7, that's 2. That seems to have to be 8. And we're left with having to put 4 and 5, which looks good. Okay, and now we should colour everything in. So let's do that. All the 3's are orange. All of the 8's were black. All of the 1's were violet. All of the 5's were purple. All of the 6's were green. All of the 2's were red. Oh, I'm going to look silly if this is wrong, because I have to just undo all the colouring. 7's were lime. And that is, I think, how to solve the puzzle. Wow. Oh, goodness. 27 people have solved this in 3 months. It's a good 3 months as well. It's more like 4 months. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, that shows this was perhaps more difficult than... Yeah, well, what was it? 4 stars. Okay. No, I mean, it wasn't, I don't think that was easy, actually. But I think I was, I'm lucky in that I know the magic square theory. I managed to get inside Dorlir's head for just those fleeting moments that were enough for me to solve his puzzle. It's a fantastic puzzle. It's balmy again. It's just a bonkers rule set that disambiguates a grid with just 3 black dots in it. Isn't it? Isn't it fabulous? I think it's fabulous. I absolutely love puzzles like that. Dorlir, take a bow, my friend, and let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.